Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop again this week. Pretty big haul this week because it's 14 comics, 7 from last week and 7 from this week because they didn't get the indies in last week, so none of my pull list stuff was there. But let's stop with the old top of the printer museum comics that I had. These are what I was looking at. So talk about a comic I didn't even realize I had. Mighty Thor, starring in Marvel Spectacular #3. And that's I don't know what issue of Thor this reprints, but that must be the original cover, because that looks like Kirby and Coletta right there. I didn't open it up to see what issue it reprints. Then we got some Liberty Meadows. Some Frank Cho. This is Liberty Meadows. I don't see a number on it. We're number 1 down the bottom. I wish I had bought more of these in the 90s, because, you know what's interesting? This is a collection of his comic strip, Frank Cho's comic strip, Liberty Meadows. And I think they were $3 an issue. This came out in like 1990, I don't know, 8. And $3 an issue in 1998 was like top of the market. And since it was comic strips and not really comic books, I wasn't as interested in paying top of the market prices for a comic strip kind of book. But now I wish I did. I love all these Frank Cho covers. So now I wish I'd paid $3 a copy for it 20 years ago. But there we go. Those are the ones that were on my top of my printer all week that I was looking at the covers of. Looks like we have a few comic shop news this year, because I don't think I've had a comic shop news in the last 3 weeks. So I guess they all came in this week. Yep, we got comic shop news 1817, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing. Comic shop news 1818, little Boba Fett. And comic shop news summer preview, little Hembeck on that one. So we got 3 comic shop newses here this week. And let's see what comics we got. The first one is Spawn #1 reprint with the sketch cover. I just saw this was coming out. Once again, it was $3. So I was like, you know what? I want a sketch cover for Spawn #1. I haven't bought a sketch. I think the only sketch cover I bought in ages was I bought a Gatsby sketch cover, a Great Gatsby one. But other than that, I haven't bought any of these in a while. I haven't drawn on any of them in a while either, but figured I'd get one, so I got that one. Then we've got the Silver Coin, #11, the miniseries that turned into a continuing one. Who's doing this one? Michael Walsh always draws it. It's his book, and there's a different writer each issue. James Tinian IV is writing this one, and it's a horror book revolving around this silver coin in sort of a vague way. It's just kind of an excuse for writing horror stories. Then we got issue 2, Shaolin Cowboy, Cruel to Be Kin. I enjoyed the first issue a whole lot. There's lots of fight scenes in the Shaolin Cowboy. As this is an old story being narrated by a giant monitor lizard of some kind, telling of his youth in the desert hanging out with the Shaolin Cowboy, who's now fighting this giant guy riding a jellyfish. It's tough to describe, but it's fun stuff. Then let's see. Let's start with, did Radiant Black come out this week? Because I've got 2 books. Oh, there we go. We've got 3 books from the Radiant Black universe. Radiant Black, issue number 15 came out. This is, sort of, what did he call it? He originally called it a cross between the Power Rangers and something. This guy right here got some superpowers from a super suit and is trying to figure out how to use it and what's going on and stuff like that. And there might be some end of the world stuff happening, but it's generally kind of lighter than that. So Radiant Black is the first book. Then we've got issue number 4 of 5 of Radiant Red. She was a secondary character who also got one of these super suits. In the beginning, she was robbing banks. So Radiant Black was trying to stop her, and now we got the story of her life. She's not really a bank robber. She's just like a school teacher who got into trouble, financial trouble, because her husband is a degenerate gambler. And then she got this super suit and robbed some banks to try to get out of trouble, and it just got her into more trouble. And the final one is Rogue Sun, who really has nothing to do with Radiant Red. He's got his own super suit that he inherited from his father. And his father was already a superhero in this Radiant Black universe. And now his son has inherited this suit, and he's trying to be a superhero too, and stuff like that. So it's a superhero universe that's got 3 books so far. And we'll probably have more, but I'm enjoying it. It's solid stuff. It's all solid B's to me. There's nothing spectacular about it, but it's good. Speaking of nothing spectacular but good, we've got Scott Snyder, Tony S. Daniel, Marcelo Mayolo's Nocterra, issue number 11. The sun is gone. Monsters now lurk in the dark, and humanity has to fight the monsters that live in the dark. Boom. See, it's dark. But it's been fun. It's been, Snyder and Daniel are mainstream sort of DC guys, so it's like mainstream superhero guys doing their own indie book. It's all right. Once again, solid B. We have the last issue of Homesick Pilots, and this was a fun series. Haunted house, punk rock, ghost-powered mech suit, haunted toilet seat, haunted, I think that's a horseshoe, all fighting each other. 2 punk rock bands that were once rivals and some of them are ghosts now or something. You have to figure out what the heck they're doing. Weird story. Took some weird twists, but some nice art. Matter of fact, this is what's his name? Wingard. Casper Wingard. He's the reason I bought this, because I bought the I think he drew a Peter Cannon series with I forget who the writer was now. All of a sudden his name escapes me, but that's the reason I originally picked up this, because I liked his art on that Peter Cannon series. So I said, you know what, let's buy his next series. So I have Homesick Pilots. It's been good. Then, pardon me, get a little sip. I'm talking a lot with these comics, and I was talking at the comic shop for 40 minutes before heading out. We've got Aerosmith Behind Enemy Lines, issue 6 of 6. Though there's another 6 issues left of this. I don't know if they're gonna be issued. I think they didn't even know if it was gonna be issues 7 through 12 or 1 through 6 of a different volume. Who knows? Well, I guess it all depends on how badly the sales went down from 1 to 6. World War I, except there's magic. And these guys have been on a mission behind enemy lines to make some magic alliances. And it's been fun stuff, Pardon me again. Carlos Pacheco and Kurt Busiek. How can you not like it? Then what do we got here? Usagi and Yojimbo, Lone Goat and Kid. Love that cover, by the way. Volume 6 of 6 by Doug Peterson, is it? David Peterson, the Mouse Guard guy, has been doing the covers for this 6-issue reprint volume of Usagi stuff. So there's Lone Goat and Kid. This is some Usagi stuff from back in the late 80s. I think they're still in. I don't even know if they're in the early 90s yet. I don't think modern comics don't tell you when the original was printed anymore. That's real annoying. But this is also though the series has been called Lone Goat and Kid, this is the first issue with Lone Goat and Kid really in it, because that tickle. Because Usagi was never, Usagi didn't have big story arcs of 1, 2, 3 issue story arcs maybe, or done in ones that kind of, kept the world going. So, but they named it Lone Goat and Kid because they had to name it something. Then we've got Albatross Exploding Funny Books #1. There's the goon. 48-page first issue. This is a new anthology series by Eric Powell. We got Terror Toilet, La Diabla, Hillbilly, Ointment Bot, the Lester of the Lesser Gods, and the Goon all in this. So if you like Eric Powell's stuff, you'll like him drawing all his stuff. I guess so. Now he can draw a hillbilly story, a goon story, a Lester story, all in one book. So that's immediately on my pull list. I need another sip of water. Hold on there. That's why I put my water bottle by my side. What else we got here? Well, it didn't make the tickle go away. Savage Dragon 262. Oh, Mighty Man Adventures on the back. I've been buying Savage Dragon since issue 70, and I went back and bought the other ones I didn't have, so I've got 262 issues of Savage Dragon. So what more can I say about it? I like it. That's a nice double-page spread right there, by the way. Eric Larson always tries and always keeps it fresh, so that's good to me. I like that. Let's see, what else do we have? We have got Norse Mythology #5. Volume 3, #5 of 6. And this has just all been terrific. Let's see who's drawn this. Craig Russell has been adapting the stories. So he's been of Neil Gaiman, Norse Mythology, and he's been doing the script and layouts, but there have been different pencilers and inkers. Looks like Ragnarok, The Final Destiny of the Gods. The art is actually by Craig Russell himself. I guess he decided he wanted to do this last story. Pencils and inks. It's been terrific. Great series. Really like it. I'm just a huge Craig Russell fan, so I kind of like everything he does, just about. So I've been enjoying that a whole lot. Let's see. The final one we got here is Grimm #2. I liked it was funny. This was supposed to come out last week, which meant final order cutoff for Grimm #3 was this week. And I wasn't sure if it was going on my pull list, so I was like, I ordered issue #1, give it a try. After issue #1, I was like, I kind of like that. So I said, well, I'll order issue #2 and see if I like that, and then I'll put it on my pull list. But since I didn't get this last week, I said, I'll order issue 3. And so now it's got 3 issues to hook me. To get it on my pull list. But I think it might be an 8-issue mini-series, too, or something like that. So, but this is a story of a woman who's a Grim Reaper, and they went into all this stuff. Oh, nice. It's got nice artwork. Nice story. I wonder if who's doing the artwork. Illustrated by Flaviano. Written by Stephanie Phillips. Colored by Rico Renzi. Lettered by Tom Napolitano. And I liked the first issue. Like I said, I liked the first issue enough to make sure I got the second one. But I didn't get to read this before I decided if I wanted to get the third one. So I just ordered the third one. I'm like, all right. If I like the second and third one, it'll go on my pull list. She's a Grim Reaper. She tried to save some guy, or tried to Grim Reap some guy, bring him to the afterlife. He stole her scythe somehow and went back to Earth with it. Then she went back to Earth with it. And normal everyday people who normally can't see her could see her. That's where we left off. We'll see where the story goes from there. Whew, that was a lot of comics I got this week, wasn't it? Let me show you a little bit of my art, because I've been doing a lot of Gatsby stuff this week. You can see my Patreon link down below if you want to see even more stuff. I inked Dreams of Things cover just this morning. I was working on inking that. Or was that yesterday morning? Pardon me, yesterday morning. And then I did these 3... I was calling them my modular women drawings. That's Teenage Daisy from Gatsby, with a little quote from her on it. And then we've got, this is Myrtle Wilson. Once again, same sort of modular pieces of people style. Jordan Baker, the golfer from Gatsby. Then up here we have another one that I did where I was working on, whoa, I'm tripping. Let me show you this one. Just because I was working on a new coloring style, which I was calling my reckless coloring style. And it's just kind of, I was digitally coloring this one. Anyway, some of these I was trying coloring in Procreate on the iPad. But for this one, I was going with sort of this weird, reckless brush strokes in Photoshop. So just trying to work on new styles for this stuff too, to kind of make it interesting rather than same old. But there you go. We got like 4 Gatsby things done. That's highly unusual that I got that many Gatsby things done. But anyway, there's some comics, there's some art, and you guys have a good week out there.